we have looked at the first case where we say Q is equal to A plus B. In case 2, we're going to see this way now. Case 2, dealing with error. Case 2, we're still under the calculations of error. Case 2, we have A is equal to what? PQ. Okay? And if the error associated with P and Q is giving us change in P and what? Change in Q. So what do we deduce that? How do we get the calculation of finding the errors associated with change in P and Q in relation to A? How do we do that just like we did for Q? Okay, so what we need to do, just follow the same method. But in this case, don't forget, this is a product. This is multiplication. This is addition. So what we need to do, you say A, follow me with the speed of light. Say A plus change in A will be equals to, okay, P plus what? Change in P. Open a bracket. In this case, because it is product, close it, representing that there is going to be a multiplication. Will now be Q plus change in what? Q. So if this error is attached, associated with this P and Q. So what do we do now? So we say A plus what? Plus change in A will be equal to what? What is P now? Now we have to break this bracket out by multiplying them. What is this? It gives you PQ. Okay? So P times Q will give you PQ. Are you with me? Then this same P again. Take this same P out to this next one. You must finish it. It will now be, okay, plus. P times plus this will give you plus P, change in what? Q. Let's go to change in P now. Change in P times what? Q. It will give you what? This is plus. Once there's no sign in front, it represents plus. Plus what? Q, change in what? Change in P. Okay, then the last one, plus, what is this times this? So now give me plus change in P, change in what? Q. So let me write it out to this point so that you can see clearly. Let me be sure you can see. Okay, the last one is changing. Okay, you can see it. Change in P and change in Q. Good, you can see that. So now let's move on. So what do we do next now? What we do next is to rearrange and collect terms. When you are rearranging and you also want to collect like terms, you want to make so that it will be easy for you to finally get what you're looking for. So you have A plus what? Change in what? A equals what? Equals what? PQ. Okay? Plus what? Plus P, change in what? Q. Plus Q, change in P, plus change in P, and change in Q. I want you to observe something. This is A, and this is PQ. What it means is that anywhere I see PQ, I will change this as A. So therefore, this is automatically A. Can you see that? This A will automatically cancel this out. Because if I break this here, A minus A is gone. So it's gone. So that's out. So you have change in what? A will be equals to, what do you have left? P, change in what? Q, plus Q, change in what? P, plus what? Change in P, change in Q. There's something I want you to observe here. Look at this. Look at this. But look at this one. I'm going to circle it. Okay, this implies that there are two errors. And these two errors will be very negligible. So we're going to remove this out now. Because that error, it means it's very negligible. That error cannot make much impact like the error you make with P changing Q and Q changing this. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So at the end of the day, what we'll get finally will now be, let me clean this side. What we'll get finally will now be change in A will now be equals to what? P, change in what? In Q. Are you with me? Plus Q, change in what? P. So this will be out because this is what? Negligible. Change in P, change in Q. That is the product of the errors multiplied is what? Negligible. Meaning it is very insignificant. But these two will be greater to observe compared to that. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So with this, we get this. Change in A, P, and P change in Q plus Q change in P. That's what we are going to get. Let's take for example now. let's say we divide both sides by PQ. Are you with me? Let's divide both sides by what? By what? PQ. PQ. That, we said A equals to PQ. Is that also? So divide both sides by PQ. What do you have? Change in A. Change in A over PQ will be equals to P change in what? Q over what? PQ plus Q change in P over what? PQ. So what do we have here now? What do you have here? Anywhere I see PQ, it represents A. Are you with me? Because we said A is equals to what? PQ. So I will change it to A. So it will now be change in A over A. Because anywhere I see PQ, which will be equals to P will cancel this. What do we have left? Change in Q over what? Q plus change in Q over Q plus Q cancel Q. We now have change in P over what? P. So this is what we're going to have as our final result in dealing with this what? This error. Now, at the end of the day, we can have cases in different form. You can be given this A is equals to PQ raised to power N. Now, if you are given this now, all you need to do, if you are given this, all you need to do is to say, this is a power now. It means that this power is associated with Q. All you need to do is to say A. All you need to do is to say change in A over the A. This A will be equals to what? Will be equals to change in what? In P over what? Over P plus this Q raised to power N will now be N and change in Q over Q. This is what it will look like. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So this is how you will calculate, because don't worry, when we begin to solve questions, you understand, I will come back to all these cases. So if you get cases like this where there is a power, this is how your setup will look like. Okay? And then that takes us to the last, because I want to end up all the explanation about how to calculate error. It takes us to the last one, which you look at percentage error. What will be percentage error? Percentage error, I will clean that up. Percentage error, to calculate for percentage error, what do? Percentage error will be equal to what? Error, the error itself over the actual value. Actual value times 100. Just like what you have, this change in Q is the error. Why this Q itself is the actual value? That's exactly the template is taken here. So percentage error will be equal to error over actual value times 100. In our next video, we are going to look at solve examples involving error. I'd like you to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Adobi Phychemba, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel at Adobi Phychemba. Thank you.